more legs on that one.
Under a minute left in the fourth quarter. Sykes dips. Sheldon poked by Sykes out of bounds. It's Connecticut ball. Did they call a foul? They did, and Sykes is done. That's her 6th. She seemed all good about the out of bounds, but they call a foul. And remember, Washington doesn't have a challenge.
Watch when Sykes just elbows. That did not look like a foul to me, Brendan, because she didn't extend her elbow, but going for the ball right there is where the ref looked at.
Jaw dropped.
If you're Washington right now, you're up 3 points. You don't need to force anything. You want to get a good quality shot.
Melvin and Sutton on the floor. We'll get to this after Sheldon tries to make it a one-point game. Who initiates offense for Washington now?
Melvin. Melvin's been the one who's been pushing the pace. She's just playing with this confidence as such a young rookie. She has that talent to do so and take it to the rim if she needs to.
Cindy Johnson wants to make sure his unit is on the same page. He told us before the game, our high-usage player is Brittany Sykes. Well, her day is done. And now someone else must control the tempo in the final 46.3 of regulation. For Connecticut defensively, it's easy to say, I'm sure, as a coach, and you've heard this as a player, defend without fouling. Well, it feels like every trip down, there's a whistle. How do you avoid that? What's the key as a player?
This is where it's key to help each other out. You're gonna get beat, but are you in rotation? Are you playing the gaps? Taking away those driving lanes. You know Jade Melvin's gonna try and get the ball, come off a pick and roll and get to the rim. You gotta communicate on those ball screen actions.
You just missed it or just joining us. Brittany Sykes fouled out, so her night is done. 27 points in 35 minutes, added 7 assists. Melvin gets it into Citron. Mystics leading by 1. Melvin waiting for Citron to curl. She's got the rock. Allen in a low defensive stance. Nelson Adota sliding. Kiki Irifin with nowhere to go. 10 to shoot, still plenty of time for the 3rd overall pick. Citron puts the head down and drives. Citron banks it in. She's got 11 of her 13 in the second half. Timeout, Connecticut.
I said this at the top of the broadcast. The thing that impresses me the most about Citron is the poise and composure that she plays with. She goes on the left side, finishes with her right hand. She doesn't get too sped up. She just stays calm, cool, collected. Woo! And she had Nelson Adota coming up flying, trying to get a block.
Sonia Citron with 7 in the 4th quarter to propel Washington. Seeing how often free throws have been attempted and the whistle has been blown.
Absolutely.
You know, try to cut it to 1 again and play the foul game.
That's to the point
if you don't get a steal, of course.
You want to get the best shot, but if you have an open lane and you could get an open, easy bucket, you want to go for it. But if you're also Washington, you want to give up that easy, too. You don't want to put them at the line and give them an and-one opportunity.
We're not at the point yet, though, where you're wondering if you're Cindy Johnson and company. Foul before 3's attempted. I don't think we're quite there yet. Still a ton of time left. And you said this earlier, Idona, the 3-point shot really hasn't been utilized. Both teams have done a good job guarding the 3 and not allowing open 3s. Sun are 3 of 13. The Mystics are 5 of 15. But you must account for Sheldon and Mabry, who can hit the deep ball. J.C. Sheldon to throw it in. Bounce it to Hartley, who has checked in for Allen. Marina Mabry working to get space off the ball. Mabry sets the pick for Hartley. Taking a lot of time here. Hartley finds Mabry. With 10 on the shot clock, Mabry taking a lot of time here. Mabry to tie the game. Kiki Irifin with the rebound. And timeout, Washington.
A good defensive possession, and you saw the entire time the double stagger screens. Marina Mabry just trying to get open, but you can't be upset by that shot. It was a nice handoff by Tina Charles. It just didn't go through. Watch right here. She's trying to get a step back three. Doesn't create. But she hands it off. Nice open. She had the space, but just didn't make it.
In one breath, you admire the patience to get a good shot. The downside is if it doesn't go in, there's only 3 seconds left in the game.
And you can't be upset about that one at all. It was a good quality shot from Marina Mabrey. That is a shot she takes.
Connecticut maintained the lead for a majority of this game. And the Mystics did not take a lead until late in the second half. Stephanie Dolson gave them their first lead with 5:38 to go in this fourth quarter. She drilled a three-pointer. Citron with the assist. Everything we saw from Citron on Friday night, and even Sydney Johnson talking about the career arc and how they work at their craft, that has played out in real time today.
I've also been impressed with just how this Washington team has stayed together and how one of their rookies, Citron and Irfin, had just stepped up to the plate.
No timeouts left for the Mystics. Connecticut needs a stop and a three to tie. Sutton lobs it, catch by Citron, foul Sheldon. Well, Sutton was initially looking one way, and Mabrey cut off the passing lane pretty well, so Connecticut guarded that as best as it could.
This has just put Connecticut Sun in a really tough position unless Citron misses both of these.
Mystics as a group have missed 8 free throws. Citron is 3 of 4. Cold-blooded.
She has been tremendous throughout this entire game. Just the way that she has impacted the game with the way she moves without the ball, cutting, making the right reads, reacting at the right time. All of those have played into this game.
Citron with 9 fourth quarter points. She had just 2 points at halftime, 13 in the second half.
Another thing I'll say too is, as a rookie, that's something you won't see a lot of, is when a player is not doing well in the first half, kind of carries into that second half. But you didn't see that with Citron, especially in that fourth quarter when they needed her most. She stepped up, had some tough looks at the basket, but I thought Kiki Irfin just has done a good job throughout this game.
For Connecticut, a learning experience. For the new group, just 2 returning players from last year's team. We didn't even see the 2 rookies, lottery picks in Sanaya Rivers and Anissa Morrow. 3rd overall pick in the middle, Citron, and the one right on her left in Irfin. And there are Connecticut's rookies, Rivers and Morrow, who are not just themselves anticipating their debuts. Allen to fire it in with 2.4, Sun down 5. And the time runs out. The Washington Mystics, for the 2nd straight game, use a come-from-behind effort and improve to 2-0. They spoil Connecticut's season opener.
Tremendous job by Washington Mystics. Sonia Citron, Kiki Irfin, and also Brittany Sykes before she fouled out. But those 3 were instrumental in this win, just sticking together, making the right plays, playing with pace and spacing. Really all-around effort here for Washington.
The win for the Mystics snaps a 9-game winning streak by Connecticut in the series. The Sun had won 14 of the previous 15 matchups dating back to 2020. Connecticut swept the season series last year, and the Washington Mystics franchise that has experienced a lot of winning. They were the champions in 2019. They've been to the playoffs in 6 of the last 9 seasons. This team was 0-12 last year, and they're off to a 2-0 start.